All right, what do we got here?
A very old item.
Okay.
Is a 16th century jousting helmet. I've been collecting armor for probably close to 10, 15 years now. Everything from early 14th to 18th century.
So tell me about how you got this thing.
I took a trip to Germany and I came across this really small little place. This guy had a bunch of antique armor he was selling. These helmets are really rare. They're really hard to come by, but it's worth about $5,000. I'm hoping to get something close because I just need some cash. Yeah, I thought I'd catch you guys off guard with it a little bit.
So I got to ask you, you ever tried it on?
Oh, yeah. Well, for me, I mean, there's history to it, so like you never know who wore this before. It could have been like a rich nobleman or something. Do you want to try it on?
No.
I mean, you can't hurt it. Yeah, it should fit.
Oh, here. Oh, this hurts.
Yeah, just like that.
This isn't made for bald guys. How do I look?
It looks good on you.
I can't even understand how someone would fight in this thing. It's heavy, it's dark. It felt like you were in the Man in the Iron Mask.
It looked like a knight in shining armor. Oh.
Yeah, it's deeply cool. So how much you want for this thing?
I was thinking 5.
Yeah, that's, I just don't know enough about it to buy it.
I love this helmet. I'd love to have it, but I got reservations. I don't know how old it is. I don't know what it's worth. I don't know if it's real. And if it's not real, it's not worth my time.
I mean, the only thing that concerns me about this looks like a modern bolt on the front of it.
Well, as far as I know, there's like a piece that goes on the front of it, and it's screwed on like this. It's for an extra guard for the jousting. This is probably what's left of it. I'm not sure exactly.
My number one concern is that bolt. It looks like it's a machine-cut thread. I mean, it had perfect threads. Machine-cut threads were not made until the Industrial Revolution, which started around 1830.
Do you think it'll affect the value?
I'm sure it'll affect the value.
Yeah.
I mean, because, you know, you have a modern bolt sticking out the front of this thing.
100% I'm interested in purchasing the jousting helmet, but I need to know if it's real. I need to know when it was made. I need to know everything about it.
I got a buddy that knows all about this stuff. I'll have him check it out. You know, maybe we can get a price together.
If you know of an expert, that'd be great.
Oh, yeah, well, you know, it's just this kind of business. I got a buddy and everything.
Right,
You know?
okay, yeah.
All right, thanks.
All right, thanks again. I think Rick was wrong about that bolt system. I think it is actually period for the helmet, so we'll see. We'll see about that.
When it comes to antique arms and armor, they are my passion, they are my life. I've delved into the dark secrets, I've learned the techniques. It's just history you could hold in your hand. Where'd you come up with this?
I got it from a dealer in Munich.
In Munich.
Yeah. If it actually was an actual Renaissance helmet, how much do you think it would be worth?
The last ones I've seen sold through catalog and auctions were between 20 and 30,000.
No way.
Yes.
My heart was just pounding. I'm thinking, please. I was hoping it was like, be real, be real.
It's very well made. It's very well put together.
Right.
If you were to put this on your head with the rest of the armor with it and plopped you down in 1580, you wouldn't stick out. This was not made for the average Joe GI soldier at this period of time. This armor would have been made for somebody that had money,
Right.
had position, had power.
So that's the value, right?
Well, it adds to the intrigue.
Right, okay.
Is it a real piece of armor? Yes. Is it an old piece of armor? Yes. But this is going to take a little more investigation. There are things that are right on this, and there are things that aren't quite right. And the things that aren't quite right is that bolt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing that concerned about me. I mean, it looked like a modern bolt on it.
It's a modern bolt.
Yeah.
If you look close on the comb of the helm, on the roping's not deep enough on the comb. You'll see there's a discoloration along the comb. That shouldn't be there. These were all cold worked. This is hot worked. There are a couple things that show me that it might be old, but it's a Victorian copy.
Is that what you think?
Yes.
I'm really disappointed because I was hoping this is going to be an authentic 16th century piece.
How much did you pay for it?
$4,500.
That would be in the range.
Are you still interested in it?
Unfortunately, I don't got the suit of armor that goes with it, so unless you really want to give me a good deal, I don't think we're going to be able to do it.
I think we all wanted it to be genuine, but I'm not interested in a Victorian copy. I want the real thing.
Hey, how can I help you?
Hi, how are you? I've got a really great motorcycle. I think you're gonna want to check it out.
Sweet. I got an alley in the back. You want to pull it back there?
You got it?
Motorcycles are my thing. So I have pretty high standards when someone brings one in to sell. Hopefully this guy has something unique that we can make some money on. So this is it, huh? It's nice.
Thank you.
Tell me what you got.
You got a 1940 Indian Chief with Sidecar. It's a World War II veteran.
This is really cool.
You ought to pick this thing up, Corey. You can take your G.I. Joes for a ride.
Really?
I came to try to sell my 1940 Indian Chief with Sidecar. I'm an Indian collector, and it's just a beautiful bike, and it rides great. I'm selling to pay for my daughter's college. I'd like to come out with 46, 45,000. I'd go a little bit lower, but not much.
So, how'd you get it?
I used to live in the UK, and I came across this. Bought it right there on the spot.
All right. They're just cool, man. Tell me about it.
It was originally built in early 1940, sent over to France for the war effort.
Okay.
And about 5,000 of them were made. They were all used originally by the French, but when the Germans came in, the Germans used them.
Yeah, man, I mean, absolutely. The French never even fired a shot when Germany invaded. So they got all these brand new weapons that the French had been supplied with by the US. During World War II, Indian was making the best motorcycles around. That's why the US supplied all the allies with them. Collectors love old Indians like this one, and the fact that it's tied to World War II makes it even more valuable.
Obviously, you painted it.
Yeah, it's had some paint work done on it.
What else have you done to it?
I had to get everything up and working on it. It needed complete rewire and put a battery, I put some fresh oil and started up. It ran beautiful. I've tried to keep it as original as possible. Fuel system's great, rebuilt the carburetor. It runs like a top.
What are you looking to get out of the bike?
So there's less than 400 in the world.
Okay.
So I was hoping to get between $55,000 and $60,000.
I got a buddy that I'd really like to have take a look at it, let me know what it's worth, a few things like that.
Who's your buddy?
He owns LA Speed Shop in California. You know, the guy knows anything and everything about, you know, vintage bikes like this.
Sure, sounds good.
All right, let me give him a call and see if I can get him down here.
All right. I know every nut bolt, every wire on that motorcycle. I'm not worried about talking to the expert. I probably know more than he does.
Wow, this thing is clean. I'm speechless. To see an Indian Chief like this, it's pretty rare. Most of the time you'll see them at museums. You rarely see them running around on the street. It was one of the most reliable bikes that the military had.
What makes it so reliable?
The way the engines were built and the transmissions, they were a lot more sturdier than the Harley-Davidson ones. The Harley ones would bog out, die, and then that would leave a guy stranded.
Yeah, I guess in battle you want reliable.
Oh yeah, if you gotta hightail it, you gotta hightail it, get out of there.
How fast do you think this thing would go, you know, fully loaded with 3 guys and a machine gun?
50, 55. I mean, if it's like a dirt road, you don't want to be going too crazy. The guy will fly out of the sidecar bouncing so much.
You look like a sidecar kind of guy.
Oh, that's how my first kid was born, in a sidecar. So why'd you bring me down here, man? This thing's beautiful.
You know, I need to know what it's worth.
Before I give a price, I mean, I'd like to take a ride in it, see how the suspension is in that sidecar.
You bet.
I'm really excited to go on a test ride. I know how sidecars are. They're fun, but they're bouncy.
There's just no cool way to ride this sidecar.
It's like a roller coaster almost. Yeah, man, it's really smooth. Yeah, it rides nice like a Cadillac.
So what do you think, man?
Man, it rode nice. It sounds tops.
So, Chris, man, what do you think it's worth?
Well, I seen not too long ago, just the bike alone sold for $40,000. The sidecar, you're probably looking at $5,000, $6,000.
I think that's actually a little bit low on the sidecar with original frame and stuff. What about the historical relevance? It's got a nice piece of history, and it is the classic 40s Indian.
It's still history, yes.
Yeah.
And it still has a value. With the market today, I'd put a price on this at about $46,000.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it, buddy.
All right, brother, thanks, man. It didn't seem like he was too happy with that price because he's dumped so much money into this. And sometimes you don't get that money back.
What's your bottom number, man?
I came in thinking the bottom line would be 46,000.
I just had one of these at an auction. I got $42,000 for it.
With the sidecar?
Sidecar.
Was it as nice as this?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't as nice as this, but it was pretty damn close. I'll give you 38 grand for it.
That's a little bit too low. I can't do that. I think
38's a high number for me, man. I'm not gonna be making that much profit off of it.
I mean, I just got to cover all my costs. I got to get 40 out of it. And I hate to disagree with your expert, but you're looking at, 50 grand. I really can't go back with less than 40 grand.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for motorcycles, man. I'm not gonna lose it over 2 grand. 40 grand.
Sounds like a plan.
All right,
Thanks.
Sean, you wanna write them up?
Okay.
Put it under your name, buddy.
$40,000 buy under my name? Yep. All right, come on.
So I got $40,000 I'm going to use for the tuition and for books and for dorm. But there's a lot of me in the motorcycle. Saying goodbye is it's like saying goodbye to an old friend.
What's going on, gentlemen? I don't know if you guys remember me, but I sold you that old Barnett crossbow.
Uh-huh.
Well, I got some for you guys. This is a 2010 Hoyt carbon matrix compound bow. It's quiet, it's deadly.
Wow, Rambo would love that.
Yes, he would. I'm here at the pawn shop to hopefully sell my 2010 Hoyt carbon matrix. This is the latest, greatest compound bow. Thought I could afford it, but lost my job, so come down here to see what I can get for it.
Tell me why this is more than just a regular bow and arrow.
It's a bad machine, that's all I gotta say. Fully loaded, arrows, sight, stabilizer. All this right here is all carbon tube technology.
Tell me about this apparatus right here.
This is a fuse sight. The light gathers here in the fiber optics, makes the end of the pin brighter so you can see it in low light scenarios. Accurate up to 100 plus yards.
I've seen a lot of bow and arrows in my day, but this thing is crazy. It is super high tech. It's got fiber optics, for crying out loud.
Show me how it works.
All your power is stored up here in the limbs, and this is what they call a parallel technology. It takes the average shooter and amplifies ability by 100%.
So what do you want to do? You want to pawn it or sell it?
I need to sell it. I need the cash.
What do you want for the thing?
I'd like to get at least 18 to 2 for it.
If I was an archery store, then it's just a tough sell in here.
This thing is definitely cool. I can't argue that. But 2 grand for a bow? It's still a used bow.
This is a really limited market unless you're into like professional archery or you go hunting or you're a ninja assassin.
Well, yeah.
I'll give you $1,000.
Nah, that's tough, man. How about 17 and I'll throw in the case and...
Oh, no, the case is coming with it no matter what. I'll give you $1,250.
How about 1275?
$1,225.
1250?
Yeah, okay.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, let's go do some paperwork.
$1,250 is a lot of money, but I'm pretty sure this thing is top quality. Plus, I got a buddy that runs an archery shop here in town. So I'm thinking I'll either sell it to him or consign it to him, and we'll split the profit.
How's it going, fellas?
Hey, what's up?
The Hoyt Carbon Matrix.
Yeah, I just bought that.
Very nice. I'm the manager of Pacific Archery Sales. I am an expert and precision shooter in archery, and whenever the pawn guys have any questions, they come see me. I don't know if you know this, but you just bought the strongest and best bow ever made.
Ever made?
Ever made.
Okay.
So it's a really, really hot bow.
So why did they make it all squiggly lines like that?
It's all about strength. I've seen a slideshow presentation of a truck being driven over it, and the riser's not even bending at all. All bows before have an aluminum riser. The riser is the main part of the bow they actually hold. So this whole part right here would usually be aluminum. This is the first bow out that's all carbon. Okay, when you have carbon, it's a lot stronger than aluminum, it's a lot lighter than aluminum. It's only 3.8 pounds on a 35-inch bow. Usually a 35-inch bow on aluminum is roughly about 4.5 pounds. So it's a lot lighter, a lot stronger, plus it just looks cool.
It does look pretty cool.
So what do you plan on doing with this thing, Rick?
I'm gonna sell it
Okay,
after I shoot it.
okay, makes sense.
Problem is, I don't have a lot of people coming down to the pawn shop to buy something like this. So I was hoping I could put it on consignment here.
Absolutely, we could do that. Just
Okay.
split the profits.
Consigning this bow to Charlie makes sense. While I'm not going to make as much money, he has the clientele to sell it faster and for more money. So it's a win-win for both of us.
You wanna go shoot at some?
Absolutely.
All right, let's go.
All right.
This bow is awesome. I've been dying to mess with it since I bought it. So we're gonna head outside and test this thing out.
You guys ready to do this?
I'm ready.
All right, there
Give
you
me
go.
that damn thing.
Stand right there. Aim at the bottom left one. Don't be afraid. It's not gonna rip off your face or nothing. Knock yourself out. Keep your finger off that trigger when you draw back.
Best bow in the world, huh?
Absolutely. There you go. Very nice.
Not bad.
Go ahead, chum. See if you can do better.
All right.
That wasn't bad.
Didn't beat me.
Still got a full head of hair. Let's see what you got, Big Hoss.
I'll show you how it's done.
All right, let's see it, son.
Show me how to do it, Big Hoss.
Chum, don't make me turn around with this.
You don't scare me with that thing. There goes an arrow. So how much does that arrow cost?
That was like 15 bucks.
There's 15 bucks, Big Hoss. This is gonna be an expensive sport for you. Did you guys see the sparks off the rock? Big Hoss makes me look like Robin Hood.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
What do we have here?
I've been told these are a couple dinosaur eggs.
All right, so how do we know they're dinosaur eggs?
That I don't know. I didn't live back then. I'm coming to the pawn shop today to try to sell what I think is a pair of dinosaur eggs. I think the rock could be millions of years old. I'm going to ask $20,000 for them. If they're dinosaur eggs, I think that they're worth that much because they're really rare.
You know, normally I would think you were crazy and just brought me in a giant rock, but you mind if I take a look at it?
Sure.
I mean, I guess they kind of look like eggs if they've been flattened. I mean, it's definitely got some chisel marks here where you can tell it where it was actually like chipped out of something, which tells me it's got to be something. I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm not a geologist. I'm not a paleontologist. Do you know if that crack is natural or was it cracked and then they put it back together or something?
I don't know that.
I'm not an expert when it comes to dinosaur eggs, but I do know people pay a lot of good money for cool dinosaur stuff. That's if they're legit. Any idea what you want for them?
20,000.
20,000? Okay. You know, I'm not too sure on the value of dinosaur eggs, but I do know Nicolas Cage paid like $1 million for a Tyrannosaurus Rex skull. So,
Wow, that's serious.
I got a buddy named Tom who is a paleontologist. Do you mind if I have him come down and check him out?
That would be great, sure.
All right, I will be right back. I'll see if I can get him down here. Feel free to
thank
take a
you.
look around. I have no idea whether these are real dinosaur eggs, but I'd be pretty pissed if I let a fossilized T-Rex egg walk out the door without making an offer. So I gotta find out exactly what they are. So it's either a giant rock or it's dinosaur eggs.
Oh boy.
I'm just hoping it's real. That would be cool.
In the early 1990s, thousands of these eggs came into this country and appeared in many of the markets. And at that time, there was a real excitement about dinosaur eggs. But let's determine that they're real.
Okay.
The first thing I'm going to look for is a uniformity in the thickness of the shell. If you look at the shell from the side, you'll see a very constant thickness. You'll see the color differentiation between the sediment on the interior and the actual shell itself. Well, in my opinion, these are absolutely original eggs.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
These are 70 to 80 million years old. But what I don't like, what I'm seeing is, I see a crack in this area that comes around that indicates this egg was actually added to this piece of stone, trying to make it look like it's a pair of dinosaur eggs. Now, normally, a single egg is never worth as much as it is if it's part of a pair or a triplet, making them on the market more valuable, but knowing that they're not original to each other, it makes it less valuable.
Any way to know what kind of dinosaur it would have been?
Well, this egg has been identified as Dendrolithus. It would have been a duck-billed dinosaur.
A duck-billed dinosaur.
Wow.
It's like the lamest of all dinosaurs, right?
Well, I don't know about the lamest. I actually find them quite interesting. They were one of the favorite meals of a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
So how much do these things go for? Because I have no idea what dinosaur eggs are even worth.
the value of these eggs is nowhere near what they were in the early years. Because there are actually tens of thousands of these eggs on the international market today. I see these made available anywhere from maybe $300 to $600 an egg in this condition.
That's a big difference from the 20,000. At least we know what they are.
Well, my man, appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
No problem.
Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Bye. Dinosaur eggs become something that is a focal point in any conversation. How cool is it to have a dinosaur egg on your coffee table and you've got friends over and you start talking about this is a real dinosaur egg.
So what do you think?
Tom just said between $400 and $600 a piece.
Okay,
So that's what I would be able to sell it for.
okay.
So I'd offer you $400.
Can you do 800?
I really can't, you know, I mean, figuring the most I'm gonna be able to get out of these is 12. And a year from now, if they're sitting here, I'm gonna knock them down to, you know, $800, and then I'm gonna knock them down to, you know, 600. So I'll tell you what, I'll go $500.
500? Okay,
All right?
all right.
So,
Thank you.
Tell you what, why don't you grab this and meet me over there, okay?
Okay, thank you.
I'm glad the dinosaur eggs checked out. They may not be from a T-Rex, but they'll still freak Chum out when I tell them they're gonna hatch.
Are you one of the decision makers?
I am the decision maker. It's your lucky day.
Oh, that's perfect. This is from a very famous artist in Mexico, Sergio Bustamante. There's more.
It has a hand.
Has hands.
It looks excellent.
Sergio Bustamante is an artist in the mid-'80s, came onto the international scene, became very famous. This is one of the pieces that led to his fame. I think it's worth $2,000 to $2,500, but I know they have to make money on it. That's their business, so I'm thinking of $1,000.
What drew you to it? Did someone give you this? Did you buy it at a gallery?
It was actually in his studio in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
So you got hustled?
No, it was a studio. I created the action, as a matter of fact.
Mind if I touch it?
No, go right ahead. Now, if you break it, you own it.
That's not how it works around here.
It isn't. I was just checking.
It's kind of unique.
I figure it's worth a couple grand. But then you guys can only pay $1,000 because you have to make a profit.
Yeah.
You've never seen anything like it, right?
It's kind of weird. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not gonna lie. It almost looks like the mean lady from The Little Mermaid.
Sweet lady.
So you're telling me I should pay $1,000 for it?
Right. It's already pre-negotiated. I've saved you a lot of time.
I got a buddy with an art shop. He can shed a little light on this egg for me.
Sure, absolutely. He's not your brother or cousin or...
He's my brother's cousin's sister's boyfriend's nephew.
That
but
works.
Yeah,
that
doesn't
works.
matter,
Okay,
so.
5 times removed works.
Yeah. So give me a second.
Thanks. Very cool. I think a second opinion is great, but I'm a little apprehensive. I have to wait and meet this fellow and get a read on him as well.
Hey, Chum, how are you?
I'm good.
Good to see you. How are you?
Hi, Brett. I'm Ron.
Here, set this right here. Sergio Bustamante, okay, very
So
good.
you know about this Bustamante?
He's a big name in the arts and crafts world, absolutely. Sergio Bustamante is considered one of the finest decorative artists in the world. He's known for his arts and crafts. He does a lot of really nice, aesthetically pleasing decorative pieces. You mind if I take a closer look at it?
Oh, no,
Okay.
please do.
Okay. All right, here we go. We've got the name, Sergio Bustamante. It is an edition piece. There were 100 of this particular composition. Condition-wise, it looks pretty good. I mean, it's got a little surface dirt, but it's a ceramic. You take a damp cloth, you can probably sponge a lot of that off. It looks like you've kept it in good shape.
It's been on display in the home.
Handled it
forever,
like
yeah.
an egg.
Enough with the egg joke.
I'm sorry, I can't help but yoking about it.
Well, obviously I want to know the value of it. Could this be a fake?
I don't think it's a replica. I think it's authentic. The signature looks good. The problem you get into with Sergio Bustamante is he's almost more of a brand than he is necessarily a fine artist.
All right, well, there's only one question left.
Yes, the $10,000 question. You know, it's not $10,000.
I agree.
I can tell you that. But I think a good secondary market value would probably be in the $600 range.
Okay, thanks. So, you know, with that being said, if you're willing to wheel and deal, man, I can go somewhere around 250.
Okay, I'll throw in the hands at 500.
Let's meet somewhere more realistic. 325 is gonna be as fair as I can get for you.
I think that you can easily go to $400 because you're a pro and I'm an amateur, so I know there's got to be that room in there.
There's not that room in there. All right, so we got a deal at 325.
No, we have a deal at 400. Let's do 400.
350, take it or leave it.
You know, I think you really mean that.
I mean it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Did I think I was going to get $1,000? Not in a pig's eye. I had hoped for something in the 500 range and thought that I'd end up at 400. So I think he got the best of me by 50 bucks.
All right, well, let's go back to the shop and do the paperwork.
I'll meet you there.
All right, bring the egg.
In one piece.
Ron, can I give you a hand?
You can give me a hand. Thank you very much.
I'm not sure Rick's gonna be too happy that I bought this. I mean, it does kind of look like him. Little lipstick and some eyeshadow. Pucker up, Rick.
What do we got here? I have a 1977 World Series Dodgers pennant that I bought at an auction, and I noticed this signature on it.
Okay, that looks like Frank Sinatra.
Oh, Blue Eyes, huh? He probably was a Dodgers fan. I knew I didn't like him.
When I realized that I scored Frank Sinatra's signature, it was one of the better moments of my life. I think this is twice as cool simply because it has the LA Dodgers, which has a huge fan base, and Frank Sinatra, which has even a bigger fan base.
Does anybody like the Dodgers?
I do.
Oh, it must suck for you, because I'm a San Francisco Giants fan.
Why would Frank Sinatra sign the pennant? Any idea?
The little research that I did shows that Sinatra attended all 3 games in October 1977. Someone probably went and got a pennant and asked him to sign it.
So how did you come across it?
Several of these banners came up at this auction, and I bought them.
It's kind of strange that he actually signed it. He was really, really known for not signing autographs. I mean, this guy rolled with a crowd of really big dudes that if you ran up to him and asked for a signature, you'd probably get shoved on your ass.
Okay.
He probably didn't have his goons all around him at the baseball game, so it's possible someone could have walked up to him and got an autograph.
You know, it's very possible that it could have been, you know, someone on the team or someone for the organization. I mean, I'm sure after they won, Frank Sinatra went back into the locker room and talked to all the guys. I mean, he was 10 times more famous than anybody on the team.
Who would even want this thing?
I know you hate to admit it, man, but there's a lot of Los Angeles Dodgers fans out there. I've never heard about a connection with Sinatra and the Dodgers. And even if there is, would a baseball fan be interested in a Rat Pack signature? So what are you looking to get out of it?
The research I did says it should be worth retail about $1,500. I'm looking for $750.
750 bucks? You know, I've got some concerns here. I'm just kind of trying to wrap my head around Frank Sinatra on a Dodgers pennant. You know, it's kind of 2 real things that don't really go together. You know, if you had the actual team signing it, then, you know, I could see a value there. If you had, you know, a Frank Sinatra set list signed by him, I could see some really value there. I'm not a signature expert.
I did the signature research, and that signature is real good.
And I have no idea what to even price the thing at, man. I've got a buddy. You mind if he comes down and takes a look since we don't have any paperwork?
That's fine.
All right, I'm gonna go call my buddy. I'll get him right down.
I don't have any problems with having a professional look at it. My fingers are crossed that this is good news and that this is really his signature, and we can make a deal today.
Frank Sinatra was a huge baseball fan, and he was a huge, huge Dodger fan. Matter of fact, him and Tommy Lasorda were as close as could be. So on April 7th, 1977, which is the same year as that pennant, he came out opening day, sang the national anthem for him, and they bonded ever since then.
Okay.
So tell me, what are your concerns about this piece?
First and foremost, I don't know if the signature is real. I don't even know what it's worth. And Frank Sinatra signing a baseball pennant, they don't seem to go very well together.
Okay, well, first we'll get in here, we'll analyze the signature. And oddly enough, Frank Sinatra did sign baseball-themed items. I think you'd be pretty surprised at that.
Wow.
Most of the work that I actually do is more detective work, trying to get to the bottom of things, trying to figure out how something was signed and really making sure someone actually signed the piece. And there's the ink on the pennant. Looks like a felt tip pen. I see some overlapping here. Right away, we know this is a live signature. So that's a good thing. It's actual ink on the item, and he actually signed it as opposed to being printed or being reproduced.
Okay.
Next, I want to take a look at my exemplars and compare it to this signature. Frank Sinatra was notorious throughout his entire career for having women sign for him. I mean, he just didn't like to sign autographs. Now, what I pulled up here was a baseball he signed a few years later. And as I start to look at the two signatures, I start to see some pretty distinct similarities of how Frank made his autograph from one to another.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're the expert because they look absolutely nothing the same to me.
Okay, when I take a look here, first of all, the Fs are a little different. But you know what? You could blame that maybe on the item being signed. You have a baseball that's more curved. You have a pennant that's flat. He's probably signing this on a flat surface. But I start to see similarities in angle, the slant, the pressure.
So you think it's official?
Well, based on everything I've seen today, the ink analysis, looking at the exemplars side-by-side comparison, I feel that Frank Sinatra signed this pennant.
Yes.
So it's still worth nothing, right?
Well, not exactly. The signature isn't as strong as I'd like to see it. It's about a 7 or an 8. But I feel this signature in this state on this pennant is worth about $600.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Cool. Good to see you guys.
All right.
Thanks.
See you next time.
Whoever ended up getting this signature was probably one of the luckiest people in the ballpark. First of all, interaction with Frank Sinatra, and then second, his autograph.
Well, you heard what my guy said. Reasonably, I can expect to get $600 out of it. I'll offer you 3.
My research is a little different. Online, Frank Sinatra's signature just plain is $1,200 asking price. And I'd like to negotiate with you. $700, I think that would be a fair price.
You know, I've got to trust my guy. I mean, he works for probably the most reputable company that there is when it comes to autographs. I'll go up to 4 if it helps you.
I don't know that he's an expert on value. He's an expert on signatures. So
I'd say he's an expert all the way around.
All right. Give me $500 for it.
I'll go $450.
You're $450, I'm $500. Let's meet in the middle. Make it $475.
All right, man, let's do it.
I'm done with this. You can write it up.
I spent $25 on all 10 of these banners, and I just made $450.